Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the All We Do Is Talk podcast, Super Bowl edition, last prediction show of the season. We don't ask a lot, but like, subscribe, share with your friends. We haven't asked a lot this season, but please do that for us. That'd be great. I'm here with Moody and Isaiah. How we doing today, guys?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? We've reached our destination, the end.
I'm sad to see it go, but it's also the biggest game of the season in the country. It's going to be awesome to watch. I expect a really, really fun football game, and I'm excited to see it happen.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get it started. Rams, Bengals. Rams are -4, and the over-under is – what we got for the over-under, guys?
I saw 48 and a half.
48.5.
All right, so this is I said out before we got on the show. I said I saw the tweet that this Super Bowl is like year 10 of your man franchise, and I think that's probably the best way to describe what to expect on Sunday. I think it's between two teams. Bengals we've never seen in a position like this before. No experience, no background whatsoever. This is the second time we've seen the Rams in like 4 years, but the Rams.
We don't want to talk about that first time.
But this is a different Rams team. Obviously, different quarterback, different situation. There's no Tom Brady on the other side or ever again.
Aaron Donald and Andrew Whitworth might be the only holdovers from the last Super Bowl because Cooper Kupp didn't play in it technically. And
is Eric Weddle on the team?
Maybe, but that's irrelevant. He's irrelevant. He's barely on this team.
But yeah, this is I'm really, really excited to see a battle between I think the real big one, the coach versus mentor, and Sean McVay versus Zach Taylor. There were a lot of questions about Zach Taylor and his legitimacy as a head coach candidate, and in year 3 he's taking them all the way to the promised land, all the way to the biggest game of the year.
Gotta love some talent carrying you.
You gotta give him a lot of credit for he's been a part of making sure that talent works, making sure the offense works.
Been impressive this
and
year.
They got a damn good coaching staff that he's built underneath him as well to make sure that those players perform to their best capabilities. Really, Cincinnati's both teams are 4 seed. Both 4 seeds. Oh, Cincinnati's a 3 seed. So 3 versus 4. Cincinnati, I think, is probably the biggest surprise.
The Bills were 4.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati being here is the biggest surprise of the NFL season. I picked them to be 4th in the AFC North. I think they were hiding the 3rd, maybe on any of our lists. A massive jump, they're way.
I said they'd be better than Pittsburgh. I said
they were. They were way ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. Joe Burrow has somehow jumped Baker and Lamar Jackson to get to the Super Bowl first. It's just one of the
Josh Allen and Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I was talking about his division. It's one of the more shocking feats to ever see pulled off that Cincinnati is playing here today. They got the youngest offense in the NFL, the most talented offense in the NFL. They're a really, really good matchup. Unfortunately, they have their weakness is the LAR strength. And that's going to be that's going to be the deciding factor, I think, in this one is the LAR super team, specifically their defense and that defensive front. How much can they contain Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals to keep them from being able to keep up with Matthew Stafford in their offense? I don't think LAR will have too difficult time scoring. I don't think Cheeto will be able to handle Cooper Kupp either one-on-one or with help. This scheme will be too good, or him one-on-one, he'll just eat him alive. Odell versus Eli Apple sounds
like practicing New York Giants camp.
They might
2016, 2017.
Might as well be throwing on air. That's what it feels like to me. If Trey Henderson can beat Andrew Whitworth at this late stage of his career, that would be huge. But other than that, I think LAR moves the ball pretty well here and finds a way to put points on the board. Matthew Stafford, him being in the big game is probably just a surprise against Joe Burrow being in the big game. We've never seen him on this big stage, even though we've seen the Rams. Someone's getting their first Super Bowl. It's going to be really, really interesting to see for this fight for this Super Bowl right here. I'm going to take Cincinnati to not only cover but win the game. I'm just going to take the money line. I think they're going to find a way to get the W here. I think Joe Burrow's ability to navigate under pressure and make plays under pressure will be the same way it was the difference in the Chiefs game 2 weeks ago in the AFC Championship game. I think he'll be able to find a way to make enough plays with his arm and his legs for Jamar Chase, for Tyler Boyd, for T. Higgins to have explosive plays down the field. And the LA Rams have shown the vulnerability against the run, even though they completely shut down San Fran's. I think it was easier to do that against a passing game you don't respect. They absolutely have to respect the trio of the Bengals have, and now allow Joe Mixon to hurt them, maybe with some paper cuts, maybe not a whole big gash, but lots of paper cuts that'll keep the score close. LAR, I think they clearly have the better team. I think they deserve to be the favorites, but that's not always what matters in the Super Bowl. Actually, it rarely does. Stafford, I think, will have a good game. The offense, Cooper Kupp, and all those things. Aaron Donald, if he's all-world unstoppable,
then Cincinnati won't
win the game. But if Joe Burrow is able to avoid having Aaron Donald just wreck the game and he can make enough plays down the field, I think Cincinnati will be able to keep it close enough to steal it in the end with another Evan McPherson walk-off field goal. That'll be my big bet of the bold bet for the game.
Your bold prop bet.
Evan McPherson knocking the game-winning field goal. I'll take Cincinnati to win, and I'll take the under.
You're taking the under.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I guess the main part that caught me that Moody brought up earlier is that for the first time ever, we're seeing two quarterbacks who have never played in a Super Bowl prior ever in their career for the first time playing each other for the first time ever. So we have no history of either of these guys really having any playoff success prior to 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
3 months ago, neither of these guys had any playoff success. The turnaround for the Cincinnati Bengals, I guess we'll start there because they're the underdogs, is immaculate. While I was a believer that Jamar Chase was the best pick for them because of the reconnection of Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase, I could not have said that was going to take him to the Super Bowl. That sounds blasphemous. If I had said that when I said they should take Jamar Chase, y'all would have looked at me like I'm crazy. And that's what happened. But, I mean, I also got to give props to the others. Tyler Boyd, savvy veteran, who might have playoff experience, but I think he was a rookie. It was his rookie year when he had that play against the
absolute latest.
Yeah, so he might not. But T. Higgins also made lots of big plays this year. He's probably the best number 2 receiver in the league that anybody has. And Tyler Boyd might be the best slot receiver in the league. So this is a fearsome thrill because Jamar Chase, I believe, was on the All-Pro team, so he's the top 5 receiver. So these guys have the best receiver at their respective position at every receiver position for the Bengals. But the biggest turnaround is their defense, signing Eli Apple and Mike Hilton along with Trey Hendrickson to pair with a good safety tandem of Von Bell and Jesse Bates. They had the parts there. They added the supplementary pieces in free agency, which was key. The best signing prior to stealing Trey Hendrickson from the Saints, a guy who had a breakout season and now looks like, he's in his peak. That's a great signing. And the come up for Sam Hubbard on the other side is really impressive. I think they're a little stronger in the interior than people realize because they had that big game against the Tennessee Titans. DJ Reader.
Didn't they steal Ogunjobi from Cleveland? Big one.
So they have a great D-line. And Logan Wilson, I can't think of the other guy next to him at linebacker. They're solid. They're not great, but you really don't need to have great linebackers to win championships. Trust me, I've seen lots of bad teams with bad linebacker play winning championships. But as for the Rams, this is the biggest turnaround of a career narrative that we've had a chance to see. Matthew Stafford gets to go live the Hollywood lifestyle and leave Detroit, run away from Detroit, finally getting away. Gets to go to LA, team up with McVay, and they just, great season. 40-plus passing touchdowns. They add Von Miller. Then they add Odell Beckham Jr. After adding Jalen Ramsey and Matthew Stafford. They've just been going all in for like 3-4 seasons now.
This is what you did all that.
They've got to 2 Super Bowls, so you don't want to go all in to go all the way and still bust out because twice that's going to be pretty hard to recover from. The psyche of Sean McVay losing 2 Super Bowls with 2 different quarterbacks would be tough for him. I think he'll be fine if they lose, but people will start. The heat will get the heat that Kyle Shanahan has been receiving. McVay will come for him.
2 Super Bowl L's before you're even 40. You might have another 25, 30 years of this.
But I think some key matchups that I want to look at are clearly the biggest one is going to be the Rams defensive line versus the Bengals offensive line. If the Rams win dominantly in that matchup, the game won't matter.
The game won't be close.
We'll watch a repeat of last year's Super Bowl. Yeah. Home team beating up on some other team with an elite pass rush. I think the other key matchup are the Bengals DBs versus Cooper Kupp and company. I don't know how they're going to go about it, if they're just going to go man-to-man, one-on-one across the board with Cooper, Odell, and Van Jefferson, or if they're going to try to bracket and take Cooper Kupp out the game. I do believe that Cincinnati will have the best game plan we've seen defensively against Cooper Kupp all season.
This is why I went with the under.
I think this is going to be the game that we see that, hey, we're putting all our effort into taking him out. And if he's not running wide open, I don't know how many contested plays he can make. We'll see. And then lastly, Cincinnati's receivers versus Jalen Ramsey and company. I don't know if the Rams have enough to cover all those guys. I don't know where you're putting Jalen Ramsey because I'm not putting Jalen Ramsey on Jamar Chase type of receiver. You're not going to put him in. They might keep him in the slot and take away
probably matches up best with Higgins.
But I would say, a Bill Belichick style, put your best corner on the number 2 and then double Jamar Chase on the other side. I don't like any of the other corners too much. Williams is okay, but Eric Weddle's back there. He came out of retirement 2 months ago. If he gets caught guarding any of these players, I'm sure he'll get cooked. But I mean, I'm just gonna go with the matchup that I think is the most easy one to bank with. I'm gonna keep riding the Rams. I think the Rams offense will be good enough, but I think defensively, I'm gonna have to see that Bengals offensive line protect against Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Leonard Floyd before I just say that they're gonna do that. That's not gonna be easy. I'm gonna have to see it to believe that. So I'm gonna ride with the Rams to win by a touchdown, 30-23. I think we see an explosive game, though. I think Joe Burrow will make lots of plays. I think Matthew Stafford and Odell Beckham Jr., Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, all these offensive playmakers, I'm going to bet that we get an offensive showing, but knowing that it's a Super Bowl, I know I'll probably eat those words. That's what I'm hoping for, offensive showing, but I'm sure we'll get nice defensive slugfest.
It's the Super Bowl. It's going to be – it's the last game of the year. Everyone's trying their hardest. Everyone's playing at the lowest possible percentage their body's going to be at for the next year.
Yeah. All right, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to take Cincinnati. I've been riding with them all year pretty much. I think the biggest matchup is the Rams secondary versus the weapons of Cincinnati. Because I think if they shut down Jamar Chase or one of two of the other guys, I think it's going to be difficult for them to get points on the board to keep up with the Rams offense. I am a little worried about the Rams offense versus the defense of the Bengals, but I don't know what they're going to do, whether it's man or zone. But yeah, another guy that was a big pickup for him was Cheeto Bay for the Bengals. He's been playing well as well. But yeah, I'm going to ride with Cincinnati. I'm going to take the over just because I hope there's points on points on points in this game.
We always do.
And I believe I have clinched the regular season and postseason championship on the prediction show.
We'll see about the postseason, but I'm pretty sure you clinched the regular season.
I'm pretty sure I clinched postseason with the Bengals last week. I think I went 2-0 last on the conference championships.
You also bet on Kansas City and Green Bay, and both didn't go too far.
That was just for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, everybody missed a fair share of picks, man. You got the most right, but I did also pick the Rams all the way through. So I think we all did that actually in the end.
Yeah, I don't think I ever picked the Rams to lose.
But I'll do a final update, and we'll get y'all an official champion for the first season here at All We Do Is Talk. But I forgot my prop bet. I think it's the best one. I think it's a non-quarterback to throw a touchdown. I'm going to highlight Mr. Odell Beckham Jr. and the trick play that we've seen him run with the Rams and Cleveland and the Giants. We know he has a great arm. I just think that's easy money. In the Super Bowl, we saw Nick Foles catch a Philly special from his tight end few years back. It's been a while now.
We've seen Tom Brady drop at least 2 passes in the Super Bowl.
Why you got to highlight that?
Because he's gone, so we can kick him while he's down.
But, yeah, I'm going to go with the non-quarterback to throw a touchdown, and so I know for sure now we're going to get offensive lineman touchdown. Eric, any prop bet that you like?
Yeah, but I'm also going to bring up a crazy stat. Quarterbacks named Joe are the second most Super Bowl appearances with 9 behind another name, Tom. That includes Joe Montana, Joe Namath, Joe Theismann, Joe Burrow, all of them.
And there's
only one Tom.
I got a
crazy in the field.
I got a crazy stat too, including Joe. Do you know Joe Burrow is trying to become the 3rd quarterback to win a national championship and a Super Bowl, and he will be joining Joe Montana and Joe Namath.
And I think he's the first to have a Heisman while doing both of those things as well.
Yeah. So. He'll be the first ever.
He's Joe Burrow's cleaning up.
Natty and Super Bowl, which is crazy. No, but I'm probably gonna go Cooper Kupp touchdown in the first half and second half. It's plus 425. I think that's worth maybe not a whole unit, but just a little something. Because I think that Matthew Stafford is going to be really targeting him in this Super Bowl, trusting his number 1 receiver. So I think they're going to be going to him early and often. What was the other one I had? Moody, you can go with yours if you wanted to go while I find the other one.
I had one. My big one was Evan McPherson to kick game-winning walk-off field goal for plus 1,000, because that's just the way. If they're Cincinnati's a Cinderella team, I'm picking them. That's the only way that they're getting out of here. That's how it ends. But another one I will say is any player to have 150 receiving or rushing yards. I don't see how Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase are held below that number. So plus 175, I like that as well.
Anything else? I like that McPherson one is enticing.
Yeah, that one is interesting. Do we want to move on to Super Bowl MVPs?
Oh yeah. So if I'm going with the Rams, so in my scenario, I went 30-23 Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go the Super Bowl MVP. Going to Matthew Stafford because it's just I'm gonna go easy. If I'm gonna pick the quarterback. If I pick the Bengals, I'd pick. If you think the Bengals are winning, I'd pick Joe Burrow because if there's no way we've seen Greg Jennings have amazing games. We've seen Jacoby Jones have amazing games. We've seen
only Julian Edelman. I think he's the only guy who probably stole the Super Bowl MVP.
And Branch when we were really young.
Yeah.
So receivers usually don't steal Super Bowl MVPs because the person throwing the ball is going to at least throw the ball to somebody else during the game. So the quarterback will get it. But in my scenario, I believe that Aaron Donald also has a chance because I believe the Rams pass rush will get a stop on the final drive to win the Super Bowl. So if Aaron Donald was to get 2 sacks on a game-ending drive, they'll give him the Super Bowl MVP because a guy like Aaron Donald deserves to have Super Bowl MVP.
If Aaron Donald wins Super Bowl MVP, I think the Rams win this game by 10+ points. If he's having a Super Bowl MVP,
he can't just make a few plays. He got to make all the plays.
It's Aaron Donald we're talking.
I'm just saying, make some clutch plays.
If he's having an MVP,
make all the clutch plays all game long. If he has I don't want to see Super Bowl 50 rematch type of game.
Joe Burrow will fall on the ball for sure. But yeah, my Super Bowl MVP will be Joe Burrow because I think the Bengals win the game, and he's the star that stirs the drink. He's the fire that lights the Cincinnati Bengals up to this point. He's the reason they're in the big game. I think that he'll be the reason they win the game, either to get into field goal range or score the game-winning touchdown. However they got it here, we'll remember Joe Burrow making the highlight play and winning the trophy at the end.
Yeah, I was going to hedge my Cincinnati pick with Aaron Donald. I think you can have a Super Bowl 50 type game with Von Miller, who's going to be on the same field. But I think if he has an explosive multi-sack and cause a turnover, I think he's going to be right in the thick of it. He's at like plus 1,800 right now, so definitely worth a shot. But I got to take Joey B. I've been riding with Cincinnati all year, so I think he's at plus 200 right now. So, I mean, Matthew Stafford's the favorite at minus 120.
He's the favorite like that?
Yeah. So
it's nothing to take the quarterback. They're not giving this Super Bowl MVP. I don't care what really. Aaron Donald will have to have that elite game. They're not giving this Super Bowl MVP to a non-quarterback. They didn't raise these quarterbacks up to this level to hand the Super Bowl MVP to Trey Hendrickson.
Unless they have the dominant Seattle type of
Malcolm Smith game where I was the guy that fell into all the plays. But if this is the game,
Evan McPherson's plus 7,000, Moody. If you want to lay a little.
If they won this game because Evan McPherson kicked 5 field goals,
hey,
nobody
that's
won.
How they bet it all year.
No Super Bowl.
It's how they bet it all year.
Nobody's winning.
It's how they make the playoffs. Evan McPherson 4-for-4 against Tennessee. Evan McPherson 4-for-4 against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is what they do.
Anything else, Eric?
No, I mean some of these are outlandish, like Sony Michel plus 1,000, Von Miller plus 7,000, OBJ plus 2,000. I mean,
I will say I have a sneaky bet that I think Sony Michel will score a rushing touchdown in this game. If you want some, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the beneficiary of the first touchdown script drive for the Los Angeles Rams. So if you want to get him for first touchdown score, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I was thinking that exact same thing, but Joe Mixon, to be honest, I was probably going to put something down for one of the running backs. I think they're going to try. It's going to be the first touchdown drive is going to be long. It's going to get close to the goal line, I think. So they're going to just punch it in, I believe.
It's funny how we all picked quarterbacks to win MVPs, but still said that the running back would probably score.
I don't know. I think it'll probably be a receiver. I think these offenses are going to move the ball by explosive plays, not by these receivers making highlight plays down the field against these DBs.
That's what we hope.
That's how the ball will get moved.
That's not how the Super Bowl usually goes.
For someone who picked the under, you saying explosive plays?
Well, like the explosive plays will be the highlight plays of the mostly furious pass rush and sacks and lost fumbles. In the meantime,
interceptions. There will be turnovers.
Oh, yeah, because these are the top 2 leaders in interceptions in the NFL season this year. So I'm sure that although Stafford hasn't turned the ball over in the one time.
There will be turnovers. There will be turnovers. And they'll be bad. They're going to be bad. But anything else, Eric, before we head out?
No, I think this is going to be an exciting game. Can't wait to watch it. Really,
All right.
I'll be off. I'll be ready to roll for this game.
All right, y'all.
Here's
Enjoy.
to a wonderful season.
Stay safe, but still drink as much as you can and enjoy the Super Bowl. This is the last football game of the year. The last football game of this season, which was probably the wildest season we've seen in a while. So expect the unexpected. This game's going to be insane. Catch you, Eric.
See you, my man.